What's up guys, Retro here, and I'm back with another action figure review, the long-awaited Madara Uchiha action figure. I had said this guy was coming, but I had said he would come later, and to my surprise, it was able to show up at my doorstep yesterday evening. I am just so overjoyed to finally have this figure, especially all that's been going on with Madara in the anime. You know, him completely wrecking the Allied Shinobi forces, gaining the powers of the Sage of the Six Paths, activating the Infinite Tsukuyomi, basically accomplishing his dream. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, how many villains get that far? Well, we all know one, Madara Uchiha, and he just looks like a complete badass, which just makes this figure worth so much more to me. I have him new in the box. I haven't touched him. The box is a little bit damaged, but the important thing is that the figure is not damaged. So I'll go over the box real quickly, and then, as always with my newly boxed figures, we'll unbox it off camera. And of course, I'll show you everything that the figure comes with. So let's get started. Of course, here we have the figure nicely presented inside the box. Oh yeah, and before we get started, once again, cameraman CheeseGamer639. It took him a while to finally get over here and actually do the review since, well, actually yesterday he did a review with me, so he was kind of tired of helping me out. But we got it to work, so thank you, CheeseGamer639. So here's the figure, nicely presented here. You can see his different head here and his little thing. I'll go all over it all when I unbox it. Naruto Shippuden logo, nice artwork of Madara. This is when he was reincarnated before he came back to life. Here, here's a picture of Kakashi's figure. I guess it's made by the same people, so it's featured here. And on the back you have how the figure is presented outside of the box. He's got the little cracks here because obviously he's reanimated, with the two different faces, the Sharingan and the Rinnegan, and a bunch of stuff in a different language. Madara Uchiha, and for some reason they put a W there. Uchiha. Huh. It's kind of weird. It's kind of funny though. Naruto Uchiha, D extra, and again a bunch of Japanese letters that just makes it look even better to us English-speaking people. Nothing on the bottom. And, yeah, same Kakashi thing on both sides. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Next step is to get this guy out of the box, so we'll be right back. What's up, guys? We're back, part 2 of this review. Just got him out of the box. Looks like a complete badass. Let me move this stuff out of the way because I will get to it in a minute. And take this figure off of its base. And wow, look at that. That is crazy insane. Let me just say right off of the bat that this figure has no articulation. You can take his head off and replace it with the other head, but that's pretty much it. Not that that counts as articulation, but that's really the only flexibility it has. So yeah, that's saved some time for me. You see his head just came off. So yeah, it just goes to show you how easy it is to replace the heads. So if I were to just do it right now, see, it would be really easy. So, yeah, it's a lot easier than I thought, so it makes it comfortable for stop motion. See, so it didn't break. So, yeah, guys, that's makes it easier for me after articulation, so let's jump straight into detail. Of course, this is his Rinnegan face, and you got his Rinnegan in there, along with all of his little cracks on his face, meaning, of course, he is a reanimated figure, so it's accurate to have all those cracks on his face. He has his black hair going all the way down to around his butt area, and he's got the little cracks on his chest, obviously, because he's a reanimated figure. He's been buried down in the ground for a while, and his suit is really nicely done. Well, his suit's underneath, but the armor through his suit is really nicely done. And then you go to the back here, and it's like the wind is blowing it from the back, so he looks like a complete badass when standing like that. It's like, oh, I can take down the Shinobi forces myself. I'm a complete badass, which he is. He's probably my favorite villain, really, ever. His fingers are super nicely done. No real error there. Like he's holding like a wood-style jutsu. That's the kind of movement he would make in the anime to do something like that. And he's got a little bottom shoe detail under there. And his pants are just so nicely done. And that's really all I can say. Everything is just where it's supposed to be, so nicely proportioned and so nicely done. I did mention play value before. It's not really the most flexible figure because it has no real articulation. Again, you can switch heads pretty easily, so if I were just to touch his hair right now, his head would fall off, and you can switch it really easily. So that makes it a lot easier, for stop motion and stuff. You don't have to yank it so hard that you're afraid that you would actually break the figure, so there's no trouble on that. But otherwise, I have to say that this is a super brilliant figure, and that's just the figure. We're not done yet. I'll just place the figure right there for now. This is his other head, in case you didn't get a good look at it before. You got his Mangekyo Sharingan over there, and I don't know if it's just me, but his hair appears a little bit longer on this head, which is perfectly fine, but just another cool feature. Here's his little thing. I always like to call it a guitar, but I know it's not. It's his little sharp little weapon thing. I'm so glad it came with it. It's really cool just to hang it on his hand. Just makes him look even more of a badass. You have the little Sharingan things on both sides of it. The little peg here so that he can hold it on his hand. Everything's just so cool. And here's this little thing that goes with it. This is his base, and the pegs over here, of course, so you can stand him on the base, because the figure does have holes on the shoes. And so if I can get him on his base real quick, I can present the figure once again like that. And his head fell off, so let me just go ahead and put this on for the finale, the review. And there you go, so you get to see him in both forms of his head. And it's really cool, actually, how easy it is to take off the heads, because in figures like that, usually it's really hard to replace stuff like the head and the hands, but it's actually a lot easier in this one, so I'm really glad, so there's no risk in breaking any other part of the body that's not flexible like the head. But yeah, there you have it, folks. That's pretty much, I just wanted to show you guys my new buy, and I've been waiting so long for this figure again, so it's great to have him. I already picked up a spot for him on my shelf, so he'll be nice and cozy over there. Play value, again, I wouldn't recommend him for stop motion just because he's not the most flexible figure. But if you're a hardcore Naruto fan like me, collector, stand him up on the shelf, and it's worth just looking at and staring at all day. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. RetroMan116 here, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.